Welcome back to Talk That Talk with Meesh and Jay. I'm Meesh. To the left of me is my bro, Jay.
Yep.
Look, if you are new here, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are true here, you already know what to do. Get your smokes, get your drinks, but make sure you've like, comment, and subscribe. Your ass should already be
subscribe.
All right, y'all. Right. Welcome back. Welcome back, y'all. If you are coming back, we appreciate you. Please like, comment, subscribe to the 1,000 subscribers. We're Trending Topics Podcast. You don't like a topic today, you'll like a topic tomorrow. So please just kick it with us, all right? We need 1,000 subscribers.
1,000.
We appreciate the ones who've already subscribed, all right? But we looking for 1,000 of y'all to come on, okay? We took a little break.
Yeah, and look, so there's going to be some times we might take a break, but trust, we ain't going nowhere. We just taking a break, but we be right back. It's always like life things happen.
Yeah.
Reality stuff happen. Y'all know y'all got things. You be like, girl, where you been? Life stuff happen.
Yep.
My dude, where you been at? I ain't seen you. Life stuff happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
But hey, we gonna be constantly making videos.
Yeah, we're consistent though. Don't worry.
Weekly. So just stick with us and hang in there.
Yes, weekly, most Wednesdays at 10 p.m. And I also have my solo podcast as well, y'all.
Yep.
So this episode is going to be one of those special episodes because we like to do movie reviews every now and again, especially when there's a lot of rhetoric surrounding movies, all right? So please make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And also, I'm a little stuffy, so bear with me. But yeah, y'all see our co-host Bruno here acting up.
Yep.
But yeah, we're going to talk about straw. Okay.
Before we get to straw.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't know you had something. Yeah, before we get to it,
real
please.
Quick.
Fast forward if we do. Sometimes we got to talk our shit because we a podcast. So we got to talk our shit before we get into the topic sometimes. So please fast forward if you don't want to do this part. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Real quick. Sunday is Pappy's Day.
Oh, it is Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day because we probably won't be back before then. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
Yes.
All the pappies out there.
That's right.
I'm the baby daddy. I'm the baby pappy. Wherever it is. I got me a little youngin' right here.
Bruno. Bruno.
You got to keep going. So happy Daddy's Day.
That's right.
Our father's been gone, 2 years now?
That's right, yeah.
About 2 years now.
Because he left in 2023. So.
Yeah, so we still honor him.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Still honor him for Father's Day, and then we got our brothers too.
Yep.
Aunt Ike, happy Father's Day.
That's right.
Yeah. We does that. All right, cool.
Yep. And my other last thing is congratulations to my girl, Coco Golf, because I'm always going to give her shine on here because I've been giving it shine for 2-3 years now.
Congratulations to Coco
and she
Golf.
That's right. She went out there and won that French Open major title over Arena Sabalenka, which she was sore butt talking trash like Coco wasn't that good, and she lost because of the weather and wind and all kinds of other. It was drama behind it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
She was acting up because Coco black and she magnificent, and she was hating.
Oh, you already know what that. You already know how that go.
Yeah, no, she was hating, and the media, social media, tore her ass up too for it.
Oh, I bet. I believe they did.
But other than that, congratulations, Coco, on that win.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, follow her if y'all not following her. Watch some of her stuff. Because she's the next Serena Williams. Trust me.
Okay. Look, that's a good plug. Good shout out for Coco Golf. Congratulations, little show.
But I'm done.
All right. So we about to jump into the topic. Finally, that y'all here for. Okay. Tyler Perry's new movie on Netflix. Taraji P. Henson. She's the main character, Janiyah. You got Sherri Shepard. You got Teyana Taylor. Sinbad, man. Some great actors, man.
Yeah.
This movie was pretty powerful, and it brought about a lot of interesting conversations surrounding life and black women.
Yeah.
So I guess I just want to get into a little review, slightly about, for those of you because some of you might have seen it already, and some of you haven't. But we're just gonna get into a little small
If
review.
you haven't seen it, we might be talking about some stuff. So hey, you might want to either skip forward, skip through,
it's gonna have some spoilers.
or just listen to our other podcasts and come back to us when you done seen it.
Right, exactly, because we gonna have some spoilers in this one. Yeah, we gonna talk about it. So first things first, and I'm not gonna review it fully. It's just going to go through like what the movie was about and all of that, and then because I really want to get into all the conversations that it brought about in the Black community in regards to this movie. Good movie, y'all. Very good.
Yeah, excellent. Superb.
I'm gonna tell y'all when it got cut on because it was Saturday actually. My bro Ike and his wife were there. I was actually it was just my wife's birthday that just passed, so happy birthday again, wife. But he had come over there to my mom's house and he had put it on. I was getting to it. I had a chance to watch it.
Me too.
But when he cut it on, I was a little flabbergasted, y'all. I was just like, hold up. So in the beginning, a lot happened in like the first 10 minutes of the movie. Right. Like right away.
Right.
So you see Taraji waking up, Glorilla blasting. So the music, obviously, and wherever she lives is way too loud. Mm-hmm. The house is filthy. She got an eviction notice.
That house filthy.
She doing a lot. Okay. Yeah. And then the child, she's washing the baby, trying to get out to work, get the baby ready for school and all of that. There's mention that the baby fell in the tub, so that's something that's important for later. And I guess at some point she had a seizure. So we get on into the movie where she finally makes it to work or whatever. And her boss, Glenn Turman, is trifling to her. Trifling. Like, I've never seen a boss so mean in my life, but Tyler Perry has a knack for having characters in his movies who are overly mean to the characters.
There are bosses out there and supervisors and managers that's just like him.
That's that nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if you remember, but I've complained about one of my managers, bosses, or whatever.
Yeah,
she was really nasty. Not like that to us, but she was nasty.
Yeah,
you know, where she raised her voice and yelling and all the stuff like that.
Right, it
happens. It's everywhere. Trust me.
Okay,
trust me. Yeah. That was a real live guy. He knows. We ain't just make that up.
I know there can be, but I ain't had no boss like that. If I did, I wouldn't have lasted that job because I'd have had to do something. But that's how it happened because basically she goes to work and he must be like that all the time because she ain't take it personal. He right. Tell her you late, you get in there, do your job. Mm-hmm. She get in there, it's first of the month. All the black people acting a fool, of course.
Yeah,
typical Negroes
spending their stamps
up, whatever, and she ends up in the first movie. The first family, I guess, the people who was at the register, the dude throws a bottle at her because there was something that they couldn't pay for with their EBT
now,
card.
See, that's where you messing up.
That's crazy.
Nah,
that was insane.
Where's security at now? Ain't no security in that junk.
Right.
With all them people in there, you got to have some security.
And nobody to get them under control, right? So we moving on into the movie or whatever. She happens to have to leave the register because she gets a phone call and it looks like it's from the school and it's about the $40 that the little girl said she was being teased about at school. She's doing free lunch and the parents, the teachers was like, hey, you need $40 to get lunch. I don't know why she was getting teased about that.
That's what I was like. Getting teased over.
Yeah, over some free lunch. Cause where the kids, how many kids go to school get free lunch?
Man, thank you. I was getting free lunch.
Yeah, I know I was. The only damn kid getting free lunch. Anyway,
I was getting that pizza on Fridays.
So that was her whole thing. So she telling her boss, hey, I gotta go. He like, nah, you hurry up. You got 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes to get there and handle your business. So she hurry up. She jet out the door.
She asked for a check before
she wanted her check. She did. Yeah. Okay, see, thank you.
Yeah.
She asked for her check. Mm-hmm. And he said...
Housed her. Hell no.
Hell no. You're not getting your check right now. Right?
Yep.
So she left to go try to race it up to the school. On her way to race it up to the school, she ended up the line, it was raining. She was in line. It was taking too long. Next thing you know, she swerved and tried to go around. The cop was doing the same thing. Maybe they tried to do it at the same time. Mm-hmm. And she didn't hit him, but she did kind of stop because he just
stopped. Yeah.
Tried to, I guess he ran up on her. He had a faster ride for sure. Right. And he got angry with her as if she had cut him off.
Or hit his car.
Threw a coffee at her window, and then called her a B. And then was like, after he got her pulled over, it was a lady cop too, was talking to her, getting her license and registration. He ran over there being overly aggressive, talk about how he gonna find a legal way to off her and all that other shit.
He's a cold bam.
That was diabolical and unnecessary as well.
Yeah.
So as y'all can see, it's a lot of stuff already happening. This is all within the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
That she's going through all this. So I'm looking like, oh Lord, her life is horrible. Everything is terrible right now. So as we move on, she get to the school. They tell her, look, your daughter coming here. She ain't smelling so good some days. Taraji explaining herself. She telling them, look, she's sick. She has seizures. She explaining herself. Next thing you know, you see the child being hauled away by CPS in the background. So not only she went through all that, being cussed out by her boss, got through glass at her, all that. The cop came and threatened her to offer all this other stuff. Now she at the school, the kid being taken away by CPS. She begging and pleaded, don't take my kid, all that. So she lose that.
As she should.
Right, she lose that. Now, question, this is where I'm confused about. Did she go back to work first after that, or did she go to her home after that? Do you know what part of the city she go to her home?
I think she went to her home.
Okay.
I think. Because remember, she came back to work soaking wet because it was raining and they ran all her stuff.
He was talking shit.
Yeah.
That's right, because she didn't even work no more. Because she had a friend at work who offered her some money, I think. She was trying to help her. The first nice person we technically saw in the movie other than, Sinbad, but she always gave him change. Because he was in the wee beginning of the movie. We forgot to mention him. Shouts out to Sinbad. So she goes to her home because, of course, she runs into the landlord as she giving Sinbad the money. So this is going back to the beginning of the thing. The landlord lady, that was another thing we forgot. She was a cold B. And she basically was like, oh, yeah, I'm putting your shit out if you don't give me my rent money.
Yeah.
And she sure did. It was rated cats and dogs, and she came back, all they shit was out.
Yeah, because what she said was she was going to come back on her lunch break and pay the rent.
And pay it.
But I guess it took her too long.
Yep.
To get back there, so she already just put her stuff out, didn't even wait on her.
Right.
Trifling.
Didn't even wait. So that happened. So she see all that. She's screaming because it's like at this point she at her breaking point. But mind you, we all still following the story like, damn, she just want to go back. She just want to get the money so she could get $40 to her daughter's school.
Kid and get back to work.
And get back to work. That's all she want to do. So she finally, after this, she goes back to work. She go back to the boss. I need my money. He like,
the boss got to yelling at her.
Yeah.
And told her to come to office because her ass was late. You're late.
And he said, look at you. Look at you. And because she was like drenched wet in water. And he like, look at you. And he's like, nah, check the other register. So he had, he called somebody else in.
Right.
And was like, yeah, you come to the back with me. So, he made the ugliest face, y'all.
Oh,
He said, he said that he did a little ugly smile at the lady. Was like, yeah, you go over there. And then the smile he had, I was like, this an ugly ass nigga, man. Anyway, so they go to the back. They get the chat. And he like, yeah, well, I got to mail you your check. And he fired her.
Yeah,
so
you're fired.
On top of everything.
Damn.
So I was like,
Petty.
God damn. I said, could her life get any worse? I said, damn, well, shit, even if she didn't go through all she went through, if the child had to come back to nothing, too. Once she got out of school, the child, they had
it looked like she wasn't really tripping. She just like, all right, give me my paycheck.
Exactly. She like,
let me get the hell out of here.
I'm not even worried about it.
I got to pay my kids $40 at the school.
That's all she was worried about. What's that $40? So while she trying to get this money, she keep talking to him about it, and then all of a sudden, the bub could get robbed. Now, so YN's coming there with guns. Now they getting robbed. And then he read her name tag first. The YN with the gun. He read her name tag first, say Janiyah, and then next thing you know, he made it seem like he knew her, but then all of a sudden he was like, get down, all this robbery shit. And she confused. She start wrestling with the nigga because she like, not today.
She blanked out. She like, I got to get this money to my kid.
I need my money.
I
don't blame her. So she wrestled with this man. I thought somebody was going to get shot. I should have known. Now so you know, YN got pow. Here go the boss. See, this is shit that pissed me off. It was you. You set this up. You going to jail. I'm like, what?
Yeah, cold battle.
And then she snapped on his ass. She like, you know what? Fuck this nigga. Pow. His ass done it.
Because he saw it as a coincidence.
It went,
you know what I mean? But it really didn't rock like that.
It wasn't like that. He just read her name tag. Duh, she got a whole name tag on. Either way, now in this moment, we like, okay, the movie done went from bad to worse. She done murdered somebody now. I mean, she unalived some people. 2 people at that. This shit right here is insane at this point. Okay? So moving on, she forget all that. It's kind of like, all right, I did unalive 2 people. I still need to go to get the $40. Yeah. That's just as simple as that. So she got her money, her check. It was a bunch of money on the table. Yeah, she ain't touching none of the money that her boss had laid out because he got money out of the safe. Right. And threw it on the thing for the dudes. But she ain't take none of it. She just took the check.
Took her check with blood all over.
Yeah, $521. And she went over to the Benevolence Bank where Sherri Shepard was at and that bitch-ass Tessa and the other lady.
Okay? Damn, bitch-ass Tessa.
So
she was a hoe.
Oh, man. Tessa was a shit. So when she get in there, and next thing you know, she tried to knock on the door. She was like, look, because they was closing the bank. It was around 4. I don't know how it hurried up and got to 4 like that, but I guess all that time went past. The security guard was like, nah, you can't get in. But the lady knew her, so she like, nah, let her in. Let her, come in. Now it's blood on the check now. So she rolled that check up to Tessa. She like, look, can you cash my check? Gun not even out right now. She just want her to cash the check. You know what I'm saying? Because she took the gun with her. Yeah. She took the gun. So Tessa like, I need your ID. She like, I'll have it. Da-da-da-da. Tessa like, oh, ma'am, I can't do it. Da-da-da. She like, please, you know me. Like, cash my check. Tessa like, nah, I can't do it. But you can holler at my manager, and she could do it. She could let me know what to do. So she did do that or whatever. But before the manager got over there, she still like, look, cash my check. And then she puts the gun up on the thing. Okay, up near Tessa, so it's kind of facing her, but it ain't pointing at her. She didn't point it. All she did was kind of like set it down on her check. Right,
she just set it down.
And was like, can you please just cash my shit? Here go Tessa dumbass along with the other lady. They putting all the money out of whatever safe they got up there and make it look like she robbing a bank. Now it's a whole robbery going on. Now it look like a whole robbery. Right. So this is where the plot thickens. So the movie slows down from there because you got Teyana Taylor, Rockman Dunbar, those are the cops. Mm-hmm. They find out about the murking of the boss and the YN. And so now they're trying to contact Janiyah. She's in the bank, and the whole time, the rest of the scene is her staying in the bank, explaining her situation, explaining how she got there. And she was holding people hostage, but not really, because she let people leave the daggone bank. And at the end of the day, I feel like it was a few people who were very like compassionate toward her.
Oh, most definitely.
During this time, and even one of the bank tellers went live, and she didn't know it, and she was able to tell her story, and people heard it. Right. And they were like, "Oh shit!" And they came out there to support her, like free her, because her situation is really messed up. Right. Right. So going past that, she asked Sherri Shepard to go ahead and make sure she get her daughter the $40. But come to find out, y'all, by the end of the movie, by the time the end of the movie comes, because Teyana Taylor does a great job
she did a good job
by her side. Mm-hmm. She was really like believing her when nobody else was. And all Taraji Henson was scared of was that cop. Yeah. She was scared of that cop that she saw earlier.
That said he was going to offer.
He would offer, find a legal way to offer. And he was outside. Yeah. With his gun pointed. He was waiting.
He's ready.
Yeah. But she made sure. They all made sure he was
I ain't doing nothing until he's out of there.
Man, when Teyana Taylor rolled up on him and punched that man in the face. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Once they got the picture of him and identified him.
Right.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people are confused about the movie because of the daughter. And they're like, okay, but the daughter was already passed the night before. Okay. And a lot of people forgot that part. So she was under a mental health issue. So when all this stuff was going down, she really wasn't accepting the reality that her daughter had passed away from a seizure the night before. Mm. So she finds this out at the end. So this is why I feel like she's probably, if we got to that point, like did a court, she would get off because
most definitely.
It would probably be like temporary insanity and all of that. I mean,
it was a lot of proof. There was a lot of video. There was a lot of proof. She ain't touch no money. She ain't take no money. You get what I'm saying? It was a lot. So yeah, she definitely wouldn't have got no time. If anything, they probably put her in a little mental hospital and get herself together.
Right, little mental hospital here and there, whatever. Right. All right, so now that I went over the movie, I've seen a lot of people very upset behind this movie.
Really?
A lot, yeah.
I ain't seen none of it.
There were people who were like, Tyler Perry only likes to see black women struggle. He doesn't like black women. They feel like he could portray black women to be happier and not always being beaten on, cheating on, hurting in pain, struggling, poor. You get what I'm saying? Because, okay, if you look at some movies like the No Good Deeds movie, he has a wife that has money like him, but he leaves the wife for the maid that need more money. The maid is like poor, all of that, right? And then you have like Diary of a Mad Black Woman, where she don't have no money after her husband kick her ass out the house for a whole nother woman, right? At least did, whatever. Even though she turns out good. But it's a lot of examples we could give, right? And I understand why people feel like that, but what do you think? I mean, I don't know if you actually intentionally watch a lot of Tyler Perry movies or not, but what do you think about that? Like, how did you see that? You don't see that. Like, do you feel like he intentionally puts black women in bad situations in movies just for fun?
No. He ain't that type of guy to do that anyway. I don't watch all his stuff, but I know he got a lot of stuff out. A lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's just not about bringing black women down. He wouldn't dare do nothing like that.
Right.
Because his business is molded around helping black women and helping black men,
and he does
get his most out of it, money and everything else.
And Taraji said he quotes her double when she quoted him, he quoted her, he gave her double
money. So what the hell?
So he pay all his people good.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, but I mean, he just raising awareness as far as I'm concerned.
I see it like that too.
Yeah, I mean, because there's a lot of black women out there that's single baby mamas or single mothers that's out there actually really struggling because they got a trifling baby daddy or something happened. The baby daddy rolled out and they suffering on their own.
Yeah,
you know, and I mean, I see it both ways because I'm a father. I've been through child support and all that stuff like that.
Yeah,
so. I see it both ways, like about the single mothers, and then there's some fathers that suffer in the process too. But again, the mothers have to deal with the kid or the child or the kids
9 times out of 10.
on their own with no transportation, barely got a job. They got to get on get on. I forgot what the housing and all that stuff like that. So, and then they can't find a job because maybe they only got a high school education or they had to drop out of high school and didn't get the proper education to go farther in their career, to get a decent job, to make money. So things happen and they go through things.
They do. Yeah.
And all it is just a life lesson that he putting out there to let people see it. Not that we don't know it don't happen. In the hood, we know that stuff happens.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that's outside that's got, money and other they don't see what's going on, especially like with the whole government election. They don't know what's going on in the hood and the young black women and stuff like that. They're struggling. They don't know.
Right. They don't.
Somebody got to tell their story.
No, and I agree with that.
If they can't tell it themselves.
And I mean, we know it's not everybody's story, but I think the thing I wanted to raise for a lot of people is, even if it was like a black, positive, Richie fied, everybody doing good, which a lot of people do that. That Forever show on Netflix, that was one of those. Technically, everybody would seem like they was doing real good in that movie, even though that wasn't Tyler Perry. But what I mean is, there are movies and shows out there like that. But are y'all going to watch it?
Man, look, as far as I'm concerned, every family or everybody got some type. I don't care who you are, got some type of problem or issue that's going on in their life.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
If you telling me you going through life and you got no problem, you got the best life and nothing happening.
Yeah.
Then more power to you.
Right.
But 95% of families, or the mothers or whoever it is, either myself, it's a small issue somewhere in there.
But y'all don't see. They say that about Tyler Perry. Don't get me wrong. I know he has the power to change things, but what about the rap music that be out? Like, they talk about, orphan grandmas and, orphan kids, and they be talking about the worst things, and people don't say nothing to them. I'm just saying, like, it's a lot of things y'all could choose to focus on, but a lot of people do love negativity. Yeah. Like, there's no way you just, it's a movie with a perfect day and a perfect thing.
It's boring. It's boring. They don't want to watch that.
Yeah, you're not gonna watch it. Like, what about it? Tell me, anybody comment. Tell me y'all don't watch She the People. Put in the comment if you watch She the People. That's on Netflix. That's a new Tyler Perry show.
Oh yeah, I watched the joint with my girl in it. Yeah, I watched the joint. I'm waiting on the second season.
Yeah, so you enjoyed it.
Yeah,
now,
of course. Because my girl was in it. Yeah.
Was there anything dramatic or traumatic about that movie?
Not traumatic, but it was dramatic. It was a little dramatic. You know what I mean? A little bit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Now I mean, because it was kind of like comedic, but it's
comedic.
Dramatic comedic type.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It wasn't harsh.
Okay, yeah.
But it was still like, hey, she didn't have a man, and she's going through that, and all about how it is when the woman is going through, you the top of the food chain, but the white man trying to keep you down. Yeah. But you know what you're doing. Yeah. But they're like, nah, the job thing. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
The job. So that's the dramatic part of that. But you know what I mean? It wasn't bad like how that was, but it still has some dramatic things in it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
like the cousin coming in, she acting the fool and almost messing up your job and all that stuff like that.
And how it is that we got to keep it 100 that at the end of the day, just like sex sells, negativity sells.
Yeah.
He is an artist, it's a business, and it's his job to make sure people watch it. So no matter whether people say something good or bad about it, they watching that shit.
Even with the Medea joints, them joints not 100% like the greatest thing to watch. No, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the Medea, the plays, they had crackheads and
exactly.
Marriages, women get beat up and marriages failing and or things like that. Medea had a gun half the time, ready to shoot people. But I say that to say is, I'm not saying that he can't do more positive stories. I think that Tyler Perry has a lot in his arsenal. Meaning that this man got so many shows and so many movies that
he ain't gonna be able to keep up.
I mean, it's no way you can tell me you gonna pick this one thing out and just say, oh, he does. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some things that I see that he could tweak. But at the end of the day, I feel like he goes for making his show interesting.
Yeah.
He go for shock value.
Well, this was one of his best shows to me. Yeah. Out of all his movies. Let's talk about just his movies. I ain't talking about the series.
That shit had me sobbing.
This was one of the best movies that he ever put out. And there was a few of them that was good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But this is the best one. I can't say with all the series because I don't watch all his series.
Yeah,
I just can't
I don't
do
either.
It. I just can't do that. You know what I mean? It's too much.
Too many.
I don't watch BET like that or whatever he owned. But I try to peep out little things here and there.
Right.
But this is one of the best ones that he ever done. On top of that, and it's another thing because he got the actors and actresses, one of the best actresses to do it.
Yeah.
A lot of the things he was getting from the internet and putting them on.
Yeah.
So their acting skills is there, but it ain't up to par like Taraji and
absolutely.
them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why this came out so excellent. Now, if you took Taraji and them out, would this be the same?
Would it be the same? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because the acting was golden.
Yeah. She better get an Oscar for this.
Yeah.
If she don't, y'all golden. Trifling.
Yeah, the acting was golden. I don't know. She got to. She did that.
She did that.
She was it was believable. Dude. It was like I would have thought that shit, Janiyah and Taraji the same damn person.
Yeah, even though I don't like that name Janiyah, that was just like dumb for her age.
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
that name a little young for her. A little young for her, especially because in the movie she's supposed to be 42.
Right.
I don't know no 42-year-old women named Janiyah. I mean, if you want to put it in the comments, but I don't think so. I think that was a little off. But hey, at the same time, it was a good movie. So if you haven't seen it, you shouldn't have been watching this until you've seen it. But if you listen to us, please go watch it. It was really good.
5 stars.
Impactful. We give it 10 out of 10. Recommend. Watch it. And I guarantee you it's a tearjerker. Okay? Because I'm not a one that cry that much on movies, especially if it was sad. But that one was sad. Yeah. It was very sad. I felt so horrible for her. And I felt like people like Tessa could count their days, because I didn't like how she was judging her even after knowing her situation.
Right.
Understood before when she put the gun on her, but after she heard what happened to her, she didn't have to judge her like that. But that shows you how people really are in real life too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where they will judge you even knowing your story.
Right.
You know? But outside of that, y'all, we did the best we could to bring y'all our take and our review, because we felt this movie was impactful. So please like, comment, and subscribe, y'all. Follow us with the 1,000 subs. All right. And we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. I'm Meesh. To the left me is my bro Jay. We up out of here.